I've been a little bit teasy about this thing for a while, making you guess what we're up to and whatnot. Well, we've done it now. So this vlog is all about our smoke photography sessions. Before we just went for it, we needed a suitable place to do these photos. There was a location we chose for this at a tiny municipality, that of Pälkäne. They have these ruins of a church with an interesting history. The name was St. Michael's Church. It was built during Middle Ages around 1495. It was raided in the Battle of Pälkäne during the Great Northern War in 1713 and was badly damaged and robbed of any valuables. It was finally abandoned in 1839 due to its foundation starting to cave in. The whole place became not too secure. And finally the church's roof collapsed during some rather strong storm during 1890. Its very unique, though relatively small ruins made it for an excellent backdrop for the photo shoots, for when there is some background peeking through the smoke. This with colored smokes be a great material for us to work to get some great visuals done for our album we're working to finish here. We did plenty of scouting and planning around the establishment, because when we deploy the smokes we have a window of about 20 seconds of actual good smoke coming out the smoke charges that we need to have our pictures dialed in beforehand and be damn certain of what and how we are going to do these. Everything affected these shots. Direction of wind, how much light was leaking through the clouds, my position in relation to the backdrop, not to mention all the tech with the camera, the shutter times and all what I don't even understand all that well about. I'm so lucky to work with professionals like Ville. He has so much technical knowledge when it comes to photography and tons of passion to go with it. When we discussed about ideas for the cover image and the smoke photography came up, I saw his eyes lit and the whole man turning in flames over the idea, and there I know that this is the avenue we want to pursue. I strongly believe in the excitement of an adventure as an inspiration for doing art. That it's in those moments when we really enjoy ourselves and have fun doing what we do that we do our best creative work. So after setting everything up, we just went for it. Tons of images was shot. We all were actually quite surprised of how much smoke came out of these things. I've seen gas grenades that won't throw smoke as well as these things did. I was very impressed. Although in the framework of how we had to handle these smokes to get the wanted photos, our goal was to be very responsible with them. I took a big canister of water to rinse the spent smoke charges just to eliminate even the tiniest possibility of any potential flammability, and naturally I took the spent charges with us to properly dispose of later. We even spotted a bird's nest on the other side of the church and gave extra consideration not to broach it or direct any smoke at the nest, as to protect the little ones. The gas mask theme I have going on for the Dream Engine is something that I really like. However, they're not actually functioning gas masks no more. I went ahead and ripped one of the ventile beneath the filter part to allow myself a better breathing. This negates any actual airflow through the filter, of course. So extra reasons not to breathe through that old antique filter is and the hose is that it actually has some asbestos in it. You don't want to breathe that stuff. Being in the midst of the smoke clouds was quite hard at times. Having the smoke charges going off so close to my mask, at times it ended up so that the smoke was actually ending up inside my mask. And as I tried to breathe in, it burned inside my air pathways, and all the carbon monoxide was very rough for the lungs to handle. I had to burst out for some fresh air a couple of times. It was an interesting experience for sure, and really, especially as an afterthought, a very fun and fond memory. We did these shots for a couple hours, taking breaks in between, reviewing some footage and coming up with alternatives. It was only in the end, when we were working on some more artistic shots, that we suddenly had someone joining our merry band of artists. It was a motorcycle police. He just walked next to us asking what we were doing. My first thoughts was that he would have driven through the highway next to us and seeing some smoke coming up, although colored, done a U-turn and taken a look. It's a church after all, even though stone ruins of one. To be fair, there was some wooden benches and stuff like that built, so maybe that could be a concern. So I explained that we did some smoke photography and all. When I noticed another squad of cops storming in, right then it was apparent that it wasn't just a random social call, that somebody had actually called them there. They started questioning me about the concern of a suspicious man running around with a gas canister trying to light the place on fire. I had to hold my laughter about this figure somehow trying to light stone walls of a church ruins on a fire with canister full of water. Like, that would be quite an achievement. I explained to the gentleman what was going on, so they advised next time to call the emergency line in advance so they know there's something like this going on. And I realized then and there that we should have seen this coming and apologized for the hassle of it and what we had caused. And during that time I started hearing sirens from a distance coming towards us. It's like, oh great, we got a fire truck here also. Thankfully the police explained the situation to the firemen, and all them soon disappeared. It was in that moment that we thought that we had all the pictures we needed and we should scram before any of the locals comes to us all angry, armed with pitchforks and shotguns or something. So it was quite an adventure. A lot of work, a lot of dedication, also a lot of fun. And as I am now viewing the fruits of our labor, all worth it. 100%.